Welcome in, guys. Today I am going to be going over the Battlbox for the month of March in 2025. This is mission 121. Let's just open up the box here. Getting started in the mission brief. So if we open up to the first, this is the Stash and Stow box. If we go to the first page, it's going to be everything that we have in the basic and advanced box. There's going to be a Rockagator Pyre storage pouch, Honest Steve's Trading Company, Survival Candles, Zippo, Heatbank, PowerTac rechargeable keychain light. One of the things I'm most excited for, which is the double-sided removable tool roll bag. The Pro Box is going to include a MyMedic Sidekick. MyMedic is one of those companies that I really appreciate and have come to love over the years. It is more basic medical equipment, so for the people that aren't necessarily high-speed medics, this is a great company because what they do is they aggregate everything that you need in individual kits. And then if you piece apart their kits, their prices are actually very competitive. So they're putting these kits together almost free of charge just to help out the newer medical user. The Pro Plus box always comes with a knife. And I subscribed to the Pro Plus for about 6, 7, 8 months. And I just have way too many knives. So I ended up downgrading to the Pro Box. So I do not have the knife on me today, but it is a Glow Rhino Fermi 2. Getting into the stuff, we're going to start out with the tool roll bag. These things are phenomenal. I cannot stress this enough. Everyone needs a few of these. It also feels like it's made out of a really, really durable material, something that isn't really going to scuff up and poke a hole into, whether it's, getting dragged across rocks or whatever. It has a front and a back side. So these zipper pouches will undo, and then you will have a bunch of individual pouches on the inside. You can put tools in this, medical supplies, range supplies, magazines. The sky is the limit on these pouches. They are phenomenal. They remind me heavily of the Mag Pouch DACA pouches. Now, keep in mind that the green pouches here are the cloth pouches. So you're not supposed to put anything pointy in any of those. And if you look at the bottom here, they have these individual pouches for your tools or mags or whatever else that you want to put in here. It's really, really great stuff. If you flip it over to the back side, there's even more pouches. I cannot stress this enough, how important these pouches are. These pouches are so great. They're amazing. Now, these white threaded sides are supposed to be your sharp pouches. So if you have anything sharp, like a set of picks or pointy screwdrivers or anything like that, you can put them inside of the white facing pouches. But these are so multi-use, it's not even funny. Cooking kits, fire kits, water decon kits, medical kits, you name it, you can put it inside of this. These are just great. And then they roll up into this tight little roll where they have these straps that you can secure them. And I usually tie them to the bottom of my backpack if I'm hiking or something. But you can really never have enough of these. This is a huge win for Battlebox this month. I've never heard of the brand Roaring Fire. However, just feeling this, it feels like it's made really well. It feels like it's made with high quality material, and it also comes with a lifetime warranty. So they stand behind their product. It's always a good sign. Next, we have a Zippo Heatbank 6. So these are essentially rechargeable electric hand warmers. You plug them into a battery bank or any sort of solar panel inside your car. You can plug them in anywhere that takes USB, and then they will heat up to 6 hours. The best use application for these is definitely going to be putting them inside of a hand warmer pouch I use for hunting, which you'll see football players use quite frequently. They're like the little hand pouches that quarterbacks will use to keep their hands warm in between plays if it's really cold out. But this is something that's really simple and can really help you out, especially if you live in a colder climate. Next, we have a PowerTac Soul LED rechargeable keychain light. These things are pretty handy. I personally prefer like a handheld torch when I'm going inside of my bag and stuff like that. I think that these are predominantly used more for signaling versus actually illuminating something. I have a buddy that uses these inside of packs to see at night. But again, I like to use a handheld torch for that. Pulling this out, it has an LED on the front. It has a carabiner on the top as well as a bottle opener or a can opener. On the side here, you have a little waterproof recharge port, which again is going to be USB. And then on the back, it has a magnet. And then it also has a kickstand as well as a hanger. The magnet is probably going to be important for anyone that bikes at night, or if your car is on the side of the road and you just need a little bit extra light. Your battery is completely dead, you can kind of slap it to the back of your car. You could also attach the carabiner to the bottom of a pack and just have a light behind you while you're walking so people behind you can see you. Next is going to be a Rockagator Pyre storage pouch. So this is a Faraday bag. For those of you that don't know what a Faraday bag is, it basically protects all of your electronics, anything coming in or out. So if you drop a cell phone in this bag, that cell phone is not going to be able to call anyone or receive calls, texts, anything. You're not going to be pinging off of cell phone towers. So if you're driving in your car, your phone is essentially like completely off of the radar. It also protects against EMPs, solar flares, things of that nature. It just overall, it's really, really good to have extra pouches that are made from high quality materials. Rockagator, I have a bunch of their packs and bivy covers and things of that nature, and it's been nothing but high quality stuff from them. Once you put your items inside of the Faraday pouch, they also have this Velcro sleeve that you're supposed to roll up and then attach. So you can see that this soft Velcro right here, you just roll the top twice and then that's it. It's sealed and you are good to go. All your electronics are protected. These are great to have. Just do not buy the cheap knockoff Chinese versions on Amazon because you really don't know like what materials they're made out of. You have to buy these from a reputable company that stands behind their product. And Rockagator I've been very impressed with. Next, we have the Honest Thief Trading Company Lights Out Survival Candle. So this is just going to be a survival candle, and I was looking really closely. I don't think it has citronella in it. I think it's literally just a survival candle. Candles are great to have. I live in hurricane territory, so we have a ton of candles from a ton of different manufacturers. But these are always great to have, these survival candles, and you can also create a good amount of heat with them as well if you wanted to put a cover over the top. Moving on to MyMedic. This is going to be one of my favorites. I always love when Battlbox puts medical supplies inside because you can never have enough medical supplies. I can't even tell you how many storage bins of medical supplies I have. They're just so important. You should be carrying medical supplies with you 24/7, whether you're going to the range, the car, work, at home, wherever you are. Medical supplies are always, always needed, and not just trauma stuff. You need stuff for boo-boos also. This pouch is pretty neat because it's mollied, and you can also rip the back off, and it doubles as a fanny pouch if you just wanted to use it that way, or a satchel right over the shoulder. All right, so in the first pouch, we're going to have some antiseptic as well as the blister mod. The blister mod contains 3 pieces of moleskin, and then the first one is just a bunch of antiseptic. In this pouch, we have the hydration mod, which has these hydration packets. Essentially, it's just electrolytes. If you guys have ever taken like remineralization packets or over mineralization packets, everything that you need in order to volumize your blood so that you can stay more hydrated. And then there is water purification packets inside of this pack as well. Water purification is huge, and it's also part of hydration, mainly because when you are trying to stay hydrated out in the wild or at the range and it's a hot day or whatever it is, if you end up drinking the wrong kind of water, it can actually give you the runs, which is going to make you more dehydrated. And you need all of the fluid that you can get. So it's really, really important. Not only do you have hydration salts, but you're also going to have the water purification tablets in case you do need to purify any sort of water. I do recommend having a water purification kit. They're relatively inexpensive. There's 1,000 different models that you can get. Maybe one day I will pull out my get home bag and I will pull it out and go piece by piece with you guys and describe exactly what's inside of it. I think that would be really helpful, so that I can show you what I use for water purification. Next is going to be the mini topical mod pack, and this is going to have antiseptic wipes, hand sanitizer, triple antibiotic ointment, lip balm, sunscreen, white petroleum, hydrocortisone, oral pain relief, as well as friction frosting. So that's going to be for like chafing. The white petroleum is usually more of like a lotion in this capacity. Keep in mind that it's also flammable, so in case you ever needed to use it for a fire starting kit, again, another video that I'll put together to show you guys what's exactly in my fire kit. There's 2 main petroleums that you're going to encounter when shopping, and that's clear and white. White is the more pure form because it goes through a heavier refining process, but clear is also very good. In the next pouch, you're going to have a digital first aid guide. I'm really not too much of a fan of these, especially considering you need to like scan it with a QR code and then use a cell phone. That's assuming that you have service. These are really, really basic things. And I feel like anyone that has any sort of medical equipment should have a little book put together for what does what. Like, this medication will do this. This medication should be dosed at this level for this patient that is a 100-pound female versus a 280-pound male. But again, MyMedic is more for the newer low-speed medic, or someone that is interested in providing medical care or self-care, someone that is really unfamiliar with all of the contents that are inside of this pack. In the next pouch, we have antiseptic towelettes. And then in the next one, we have nitro gloves. Nitro gloves, you should definitely go and get a box of like 100. They're about $6 on Amazon. Really cheap. Make sure you're getting nitrile. They are just amazing to have. Next, we have the burn mod, which just basically has 3 burn gels inside of it. Pretty good to have to put underneath a bandage. Next is going to be your mini medication mod. Again, this is something that I create myself, but MyMedic is catered towards the casual. So this is going to have a lot of really helpful things. I'm a big fan of everything that's in here, with the exception of one thing that's missing, which I'll go over at the end. So it comes with ibuprofen. Ibuprofen is an NSAID, and it's an anti-inflammatory. APAP is code for acetaminophen, so it's basically Tylenol, a generic brand Tylenol. Aspirin, which is a blood thinner. Diatam, which is generic Pepto-Bismol. Meclizine, so I'm assuming that this is just regular meclizine, where it kind of doubles as not only an antihistamine, but also as a drug for motion sickness. So more commonly over the counter, it's referred to as Dramamine. Difen, which I'm assuming is diphenhydramine. That is going to be basically your Benadryl, your antihistamine in case you have any allergic reactions, and then cold and flu meds. Cold and flu meds are huge, especially if you're out in the field or you're hiking or whatever. You can't get home right away. If you are feeling sick and you're out in the wild, man, it just really amplifies your symptoms. The one medication I feel is missing from this is going to be loperamide, which is generic Imodium. They kind of touched on it with the Diatam, but I prefer loperamide a little bit better. It tends to plug you up a little bit better if you have the runs and you're out in an austere environment. You really want to keep as much hydration inside of you as possible. And inversely, you also want something that is going to soften your stool. So if you're out in the field and you're eating like MREs and a lot of stuff that just kind of plugs you up, and you just feel like you're really, really sluggish, your GI health is really, really important. So if you're plugged up and you haven't gone for a few days, something to just kind of soften that stool, not a laxative, but a stool softener, is really important to have out in the field. Cold and flu is something that's just, it could be anything. I looked on their website. There really wasn't too much information other than just cold and fever reducer. Anytime you see fever reducer, it usually has an association with acetaminophen. That's going to be your classic analgesic and fever reducer. I'm assuming that it also has like maybe something for cough inside of it, like dextromethorphan or phenylephrine, or just something, maybe something for your sinuses. I do wish that MyMedic would put what's in the actual medication instead of just some proprietary name that could be literally anything, especially considering that this pack already has APAP, which is acetaminophen. And if you have a fever reducer in your cold and flu meds, which probably also has acetaminophen in it, you could be taking more than you actually believe that you're taking, which is just something that's really not great when it comes to medication. Next, you're going to have Super Skin. Now, Super Skin is something that is their brand of Band-Aids. These are Band-Aids that are kind of cloth, kind of water resistant. They're really good. I actually buy them for my other kits. This is like the one edge I feel MyMedic has over other Band-Aid companies. They're just kind of outdoor Band-Aids. And the brand Band-Aid, because Band-Aid is a brand, it's a company, flexible adhesive dressing is actually what a Band-Aid is called. But Band-Aid does make some really, really good outdoor Band-Aids. So does MyMedic. I tend to stick with the Super Skins that they have just because I have really enjoyed how well they stick on and how much they resist water. They seem to also be a lot cheaper than the brand name Band-Aid. Please keep in mind that I was a combat medic in the Army. I am not a doctor. I do not have a medical license. This is not medical advice. This is strictly for entertainment and educational purposes only. Please talk to your doctor about what medication and medical supplies are best for you. But that's all I have for you guys today. Please like and subscribe. Join the Discord if you'd like to talk to like-minded people, or if you would like daily deals every day. I scour the internet, try and find the best deals for medical supplies, prepping, bushcraft, firearms, ammunition, and I post it inside of the Discord. We have beginner to advanced sections, and if you'd like to support me by helping me out with ammo to review more firearms or medical supplies or anything else, Battlbox, you can become a Patreon subscriber for as low as $4 per month. Until next time, take care.